Welcome. Saturday morning yoga. I just been teaching down at Bell Park all week and wanted to try this. If anything happens and I'm in the zone, please use your mic and tell me. I can't really see because of the sun, so I'm hoping my laptop doesn't overheat. Let's come into a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. Making sure that volume, my voice volume, is good for you, and if not, then speak up. Bring our hands down on our knees, shoulders relaxed, shoulder blades sliding down your back, crown of your head reaching up towards the sky or the ceiling, wherever you're practicing. Let's close our eyes or soften our gaze and bring our awareness into our breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Let that breath just flow in and out of us in a nice, calm, even pace. Feeling, following that breath travel down the back of your throat and all the way deep down into your belly. And then follow it all the way up the front of your body and out your mouth. As if you're just following or riding the wave of your breath as it enters and exits the body. I know I'm bad to jump on you like this. Getting super curious, getting super focused on the path that breath is taking. As you draw it in through your nose, relax the back of your throat, fill the belly up. Allow your belly to expand, belly button reach out in front of you. And then as we exhale, everything just escapes the body. Rib cage falls back into place. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand. And exhale, let it go. Well, this is it. Feel this nice calm breath set the pace for our Saturday, our beautiful sunny Saturday. And we set that pace within. Let your hands, your palms ground down. Feel that grounding sensation, that rooting sensation in your hands and in your low body. Connected to the earth underneath you. Feel the support of the earth underneath you. And with that support, we're able to reach the crown of the head up. We're able to reach so high, lengthening through our spine, making room for all that breath in between, all that breath to just flow in our mid-body. We allow the mind to just quiet down, settle down our thoughts and ideas, our plans, our organizing. Allow yourself, give yourself permission to put all of that on hold for the next hour. That's what we signed up for. Even if we don't know it, even if our movement practice is our primary focus, please know, understand, and embrace the mental peace that can come with focusing on our movement and our breath, solely on our movement and our breath. And that means just releasing all those thoughts, letting them go, putting a pin in them. You can pick those thought trains back up at the end of this hour if you even want to. Maybe you won't even want to revisit. Just let them all go. And that might take a lot of work. That might take a lot of focus. That might take constant refocusing. And we're okay with that because that is the practice. That is the practice of yoga. The movement is the active meditation. Here for it, we're embracing it. And some days that practice feels harder than other days, and that's okay. We can feel those hard things. We can do hard things. We're going to walk forward in this next hour with grace, with ourselves, being as gentle with ourselves as we can. here, we're going to feel the grounding down in the hands and the low body. And then hinging at the hips, you're going to bring your upper body forward so my spine stays aligned. And then you're going to rock back. Low body grounded and connected, you're going to rock forward. And then you're going to rock back. The shoulders relaxed, sliding down the back. Keeping your face soft, keep your breath flowing. All those things are still going on, but we're just rocking ourselves back and forth. The next time we come down as far as you can. Keep your sit bones grounded, so keep your low body grounded. We're going to pause at the bottom, and then down here, you're just going to rock from left to right. As I rock over to the left, you can push your right hand into your knee and extend through the right arm. And as you walk over to the left, same thing, or to the right, sorry, left arm extends. And we go side to side. Maybe you can let your head and neck just kind of sway with you. And then we're down in front, paused in center. Let's draw a big circle with our upper body. Big circle. And the movement comes from the hips. So the core stays in line. And we're circling from the hips. Shoulders relaxed, face soft. And continue to breathe. And then we switch directions. And we pause in center. Now from here, I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to lead with my crown. It's like I'm diving forward and then snaking back up. So because I'm silhouetted, maybe I'll do it from the side. Dive down and round up. When we come back, round the back. Dive forward and round back up. As we dive forward, we're going to come forward, lift the chin, lift the chest, round the back. So it's like a half body wave. Anyone who's done pole or any Asayas dance classes can kind of understand the body wave. Down and up. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Sliding down your back, especially here. When we're leaned forward, it might be the time to pull your shoulder blades out. No, it's not. It might feel like the time, but it's not. There's enough things in our lives that bring tension to our shoulders and neck. We don't need to make yoga one of them. Good, and then from here, we're going to forward lean and come down on our forearms. Fingers spread nice and wide. Looking straight down at the mat. Taking nice big breaths. And then from here, you're going to turn your palms to face up towards the sky. So we were just talking about this earlier before class started. I think I'm pretty silhouetted. So if you're more of a visual, I'm going to be super descriptive with what I do. And maybe we can kind of just keep our eyes closed, get into the practice. Turn your left palm down. You're going to reach your right arm up towards the sky or the ceiling. Let's have your shoulders stacked, one on top of the other. Spread your fingers wide like you're trying to spread the skin in between them. Reach your fingertips up. And we're going to bring that right arm down. Let's go to the left side. Left arm reaches, opening up through the chest. And the more we reach through the fingertips, the more open we get across the chest, all through your armpit, all up your arm. You can look up towards your hand. Spread your fingers, active and engaged through the hand. It's a passive arm versus an extended arm. Feel the difference if we just relax and have it passive versus reaching like you want to touch the ceiling or the sky. Such a difference, so much more lengthening, so much more intention. Somewhere to put our focus. Good, come back down. Let's get long in the side body. So we're gonna walk over to the left side, left forearm down, right arm comes up and over. So we wanna keep our right hip grounded and then our right fingertips reaching with intention as if they want to touch the floor or the mat. Our bicep is in line with the ear. Our chest is facing in front of us. And then turn your nose up towards the sky or the ceiling. Take big breaths into your right side, as if you're trying to spread open your rib cage, as if you're trying to spread open the individual ribs. And then from here, continuing to reach with intention, let your right arm come up and over towards the right, and the left arm is going to arch, reaching those fingertips down, spreading the fingers wide, keeping your left hip heavy and grounded into the ground. So if our left fingertips are reaching on one side, our left hip is reaching on the other, and we're creating this arc with our side body. Breathe into that arc. Try to expand that arc further with the movement of the breath. Stretching out your side body, which gets so shortened from sitting in a similar position all day. If we've got office jobs or desk jobs, or we just have to sit a lot. Sometimes if we drive a lot, I want to lengthen. Then we're going to reach through the left fingertips, come back over to the left. This time, you're going to reach at a diagonal angle. So you're going to reach out to the right side, but diagonally. So I'm not over in line with my ear. I'm reaching almost in line with my left knee. Yeah. Reach with intention, like somebody's pulling on your fingers. Keep your right hip grounded. Keep your left forearm on the ground, hands spread wide, pressing down. You're strong and supportive. That's touching the mat. That's connected with the mat. Any of the spots connecting with the mat is rooting down, supporting our movement, supporting our reach. Let your left fingertips come up. That's the right, right fingertips come up. Down on your right side. Let's reach the left fingertips diagonally. I might have messed up my sides on that last one. I hope you're with me. Breathe, keep your left hip heavy, reach through the right fingertips. Loved your diamond, loved the child. We're gonna come up. Let's pause in the center. Now from here, I want you to round your back and reach your fingertips forward. And what we're doing is we're thinking about our shoulder blades spreading away from each other. So spread your shoulder blades away from each other. So hollowing out the chest, let your chin come in towards your chest. Reach those fingers with intention. And then as you exhale, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together in the back as we bring our elbows in line with our shoulders, fingers up towards the sky. Maybe we can go a little bit further, lift our chest and our chin up towards the sky. Hug the shoulder blades together in the back. Like there's a little ball in between them. We're just squeezing that ball. And when we do squeeze with intention, feel that open up across the chest. Your heart is just so open. Inhale, reach. Spread the shoulder blades away. Exhale, squeeze them together. I think I one time saw somebody like squeeze an orange in between their shoulder blades and like all this juice came out. So maybe that's like a good visual. I don't know.
3 days drinking, brave the
Let's pause on that exhale with that open chest. And then you're going to pull your rib cage back so it's in line with your hips and reach your fingertips up towards the sky. It's like you're hugging an imaginary ball in between your hands. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, give it a little pull. Pull. Try not to collapse down in the right side. We want to be long in both sides, but just a little bit longer with support of that right hand in the left side. Breathe into your left side. Big expansive breath. Move through the rib cage. Move through your back. Widen it. Get into that breath. Notice when the mind wanders and then bring it back into that breath. We need your focus here. We need your focus on that movement. Those deep breaths create so much movement just on their own. Even if we just sat here for the whole hour in deep breaths, consider our movement practice. Pause at the top, reach, left hand grabs the right wrist, pull. Now it's just a memory of it. A big pull. Your right hip grounded, keep your whole low body grounded, and then pull and reach, breathe into your right side. Good. Let's bring our hands down. Whew, relax those shoulders down. You were here before. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. So we're just opening up through the knees. Let your knees fall down. So kind of like a butterfly pose. Yeah, have the bottoms of your feet touching in prayer position. Grab a hold of your ankles. Use the ankles as some resistance. You're going to inhale. Pull yourself nice and tall. And as you exhale, fold over top of your feet, letting your knees fall open. It might feel like you're holding on to where your knees fall open, but try to release through the hips as we fold forward so the knees can just, hips can relax, knees can just open right up. And that might sound easier than it feels. Each exhale, release a little bit more in those hips, release a little bit more. It's not like I say a move, we get into the move, and then we're in the move. Sometimes it's a progress. Sometimes it feels like stressful in a position. It feels overwhelming. That's where the breath work comes in. Calm down those sensations, calm down those feelings, whether they're here or they're in the spot that we're stretching. Calm them down. And eventually, breath after breath, we get into the depths of the pose. Allow yourself to sink into the pose. So maybe with each exhale, you can fold a little bit further. You can sink in a little bit further. You can release a little bit more tension. Easing in to the position. And if you're in your edge, so that spot where you feel the tension, and you want to bring a little sway into it, that might feel good. Just sway your upper body back and forth. Continuing to breathe. Keep your face soft. Check in with your forehead. Small spot in between your eyebrows. Let it go. The song is beautiful and haunting at the same time. When we start to come back up, we're going to lay our left leg down in front of us. And then you're going to take your right ankle and you're going to place it on top of your left knee. And then you're going to take your right knee and place it on top of your left ankle. So you want your left ankle, not like a cross-legged position, but you want your left ankle pulled forward so it's in line with your left knee, kind of like in a pigeon pose, straight across. Then your right ankle is on top of the left knee, right knee is on top of the left ankle. So it's like the calves are stacked right on top of each other. Flex your feet, and you want the bottom of your foot to line up with the top of your thigh. I mean, these are goals, right? If we're more here, if your right knee is lifting, that's okay. You're going to lengthen through your spine and just apply a little bit of pressure with your right hand. Just working, sinking into the knee down connected with the ankle. If it's really not happening for you, left leg down, right leg on top of the knee, and then I can press into my right knee from here. And my left hand is behind me for support, okay? But if you are stacked and your knee is down, or at least being pressed down, we sit tall, keep your hips grounded, and start to hinge your upper body forward. Again, allowing yourself, breath after breath, to sink into this position. I'm going to come have a look because that was descriptive and I know I'm a silhouette. Among the fields of barley, in his arms she fell as a hurricane. Need my help, tell me. Among the fields of gold. Keep your face soft, shoulders relaxed. Keep your mind right here. You might feel that stress or a bit of sensations in that right hip. That's where it's at. Pause there, breathe through it. Let it go. Those uncomfortable sensations, that tightness, that stress, energy that we're here to just release. So find it, pause in it, collect it on your inhale, and get rid of it on your exhale. Just let it go. Let it go. Every time we let a little bit more stress go, maybe we come down a little bit further. Maybe we sink a little bit further. Finding our edge, constantly finding our edge. That edge is that spot before pain. We don't want any sharpness, but where we feel we have something to release. Then we're going to come up, bring yourself up about halfway. You're going to take your right elbow and you're going to place it on the bottom of your right foot. You're going to flex your right hand. So I'm coming into a twist. So I bring my right elbow on the bottom of my right foot. Left hand on your right fist. So make a fist with the right hand. Left hand places on top of it, presses into that fist as you start to spiral your heart up towards the left. Look over your left shoulder. In my position, I look right up at the sun. Imagine you can feel the sun, the heat on your face. What would that feel like? We know what it feels like, so we can create that sensation even if the sun isn't there. Our minds are so powerful, we can create that feeling. Lengthen through the crown of your head. As we lengthen through the crown of our head, maybe we have more space to twist a little bit further towards the left. Again, thinking we're easing into these positions. It's not like we start it and then there we are and we hold it. No, maybe we can sink deeper and deeper. Let's come back. Center. We're going to switch. So we lay our right leg down. Take your left leg. Knee on top of the ankle. Flex the foot so the foot's in line with the thigh. Right ankle, that's the left ankle on top of the right knee. If I were to look down in between my legs, I could see an upside down triangle. Remember, you can push down on that left knee if it's floating. And take notice, is maybe one side is tighter than the other, maybe one knee is hovering higher than the other. That's okay. There's lots of things in our lives that create imbalance in the body. So we're here to create awareness about those imbalances without judging it or naming it or shaming it, but instead just noticing and then working towards trying to balance ourselves out. Aren't we always just trying to balance ourselves out? The constant beautiful progress or work in progresses that we are. Lengthen through your spine as you inhale. Let's fold. Hinge. You can bring your arms down on the mat in front of you for support. Finding your bottom, finding your edge. Breathing. And with each breath, maybe we're sinking further into the fold. You might feel tightness in your hips and your low back. That's what we're stretching. That's what we're working. We spend all week doing all sorts of crazy things with our bodies, or immobilizing our bodies because we're using our brains. So here we are to kind of undo all that doing. Unravel all those tangles and knots we've created through the week. And it's not like we untangle them and then they don't get tangled back up. No, we're people, we're moving, we're doing things daily. That's why a yoga practice isn't like, oh, well, I did a class and here I am. Now I'm loose for life. No. We consistently show up to our mat so we can consistently unravel the tangles and knots that we put ourselves through in life. That's not negative. Don't put ourselves through these negative things. Some of these things are driven by our passion, especially if we're into different sports or different kinds of movements, or even, like I was saying, the immobilization of using your brain. Those are passions. So we come to our mat so we can honor and nurture our passions by honoring and nurturing our bodies so that we can fulfill them. Come back up. Let's take our left elbow on the bottom of our left foot. Make a fist with your left hand. Your right palm comes on the left hand. Push, push, push. Lengthen through your spine. Look over your right shoulder. Reaching through the crown of your head. We breathe. Soften through your face, soften across your forehead. Continue to breathe. Keep your mind here in your expansion. Start to bring ourselves around. Let's cross at our ankles. You're going to rock forward. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Switch up our position. Just start with a few rocks back and forth. Letting your hips sink back. Rock your hips forward. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And then we're going to take our hips into nice big circles. So I send them over to the right. Circle them down around by my heels. Over to the left. Open in front. With your head and neck just relaxed. With your circles, you could just close our eyes and tune into the body. Feel around in the body. And then we switch directions. want to let go of the idea of what does this look like, or keep checking in to see if you're doing what I'm doing. No, let's feel within the body. Feel within your breath and the movement of the breath connected to the movement of your body. Then from here, we're going to come back to our tabletop position. Let's circle just through the right hip. So take your right knee and draw a nice big circle. While you're circling your right knee, look down at your left knee. Your left knee and hip want to be in line. What happens is we tend to push our left knee, our hip, past our left knee over to the left side. So we really lean all of our weight to the left. So let's have our weight balanced. And then as we circle, we work with the true mobility of our hip from this position, keeping the left knee and the left hip in line. And that means we might not be able to come up as high, but that's okay. It's not about how high you bring your knee. What we're working here right now is how high can you bring your knee while maintaining the alignment in the right knee and hip. Looking straight down at the mat. After we've checked in with that left knee, we don't want to keep our head hanging. Nice and slow, playing, exploring your range of motion. Keep your hands strong, fingers strong and engaged. Let's switch directions of those circles. You can feel the fatigue in the left hips, I'm sure. The left side, that's okay. Your breath flowing, face soft. Then you're going to pull your right knee in towards the chest and you're going to reach it, extend it up towards your sky or ceiling. Trying to get a full leg extension without dropping the rib cage down. Inhale, we swing it in. You want to do this nice and slow with control. And then extend your right leg out straight. So your right heel is reaching back. Now we're going to circle through our ankle. So send your heel to the right. Circle it back around behind you. Circle it over to the left. Now, when I come into the front of my circle, you're going to put the bottom of your foot down on the ground. Or sorry, the top of your foot on the ground. So circle around on the top of your foot. Your heel's back over to the right. And we draw a big circle. So we not only get circles in our ankles, but also we get all that movement in our toes and those small joints all throughout our feet. And then we can switch directions. Then we pause in the center. If you need to sit back and give your wrist a little shake, do it. We take what we need. Bring our hands forward. We're back into our tabletop position. Look down, maintain that alignment. Right knee and right hip. Left knee draws a nice big circle. Up and around. Keep the weight equally distributed in between both hands. weight equally distributed between your hands. Keep your mind right here. In your breath, in your movement. Switch directions. Then we're going to swing the knee in, and you're going to kick it up towards the sky. Straighten your leg, drop it down to the mat behind you. Let's circle through our ankles. Our ankles, a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. Such a big job. Holding us up, pivoting when we want to. Sometimes we put them in crazy heels and they hold us up in those situations too. Switch direction. Good, we bring our knee back in, walk our knees wide, touch your big toes together. We'll go back in child's pose, sink your hips down, walk your hands down, bring your forehead down. And let's breathe here. Let your body surrender and relax down in this position. Let us be heavy. And being heavy and relaxing all our weight down might bring strong sensations in the hips. That's what we're here for. We can work through our hard feelings, our hard sensations, our stress by using our breath and letting go, by allowing ourselves the time and grace to sink into this position. Each exhale, we're sinking a little bit further and a little bit further. We're letting a little bit more and a little bit more go. And maybe if your hips are just really low and you feel like you're right in this position, try to focus on complete disengagement. Let go of engagement all throughout the body, not just the hips, but through the arms, through the face, through the armpit. Let them surrender down. That might bring on a bit of sensations or stress in the shoulders. We breathe into it, we let go and release. Let our weight settle. We're going to be here for a few breaths. Allow yourself to settle. Without welcoming it as an invitation for the mind to race. Your mind right here. Right here. Feel that connection your forehead has with the mat. You can just let any thoughts just go as if they're pouring down into the mat and into the ground underneath you. Maybe that's a visual we can take in as we exhale, just dumping all those thoughts down into the mat. And then from here, we'll start to walk ourselves up. We're going to come into a deep squat. So again, in the theme of today's class, us taking our time and sinking in, we can come up on the knees, tuck the toes under, keep your heels up off the mat. I'll face this way. You can just drop your right knee down to the mat, use your hands on the mat for support. Rock your weight over to the left side and drop your left knee down. And go side to side. Maybe we can lift our hands up off the mat and drop our knee down. So that nice movement you're getting in your foot and your toes as you're doing this. You can take your time. Keeping our face soft and our shoulders relaxed. And then we're going to try to get both heels down on the mat. Letting our sit bones drop down to your mat and the crown of your head reach up. Elbows on the insides of your thighs. Hands into prayer. Push the elbows into your thighs as you bring your hands towards your center line. We're lengthening through your spine. If your heels aren't on the mat, maybe you can go a little bit wider. Take what you need to get your heels down, or at least close to down. Try to rock your weight back. We want our weight out of the toes. You can even pick your toes up and wiggle them. Think about lifting your arches up, the arches of your feet lifting up. You're strong. Lengthen through your neck, lengthen through the crown of the head. Again, this might bring on strong sensations. We use our breath. Collect them in the inhale, release it from the body in the exhale. Here, take your right arm. You're going to extend it down over to the right. Maybe you can reach your fingertips down on the ground. Open our right arm. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. We're pushing the right arm into the right thigh, opening up that hip even more. Spiral your heart up. Spread your left fingers wide as it reaches up to the sky. Look up to the sky. And maybe you can visualize the sun on your face. Can create that feeling no matter where you are, which gives us great power. We can create feelings without having the condition that is supposed to create the feeling. We don't need the sun on our face to feel what it's like to have the sun on our face. It becomes a really powerful practice. The law of attraction, when we live in the sensations of the things that we want, and all of a sudden the things that we want just start showing up on our path, creating more of those sensations. We want to imagine what it feels like for the sun to be on our face. We have the capability to do that. Come back to center. We'll open up the other side. And that goes with any sensation. We can imagine the feeling, what it's like to be loved, to be respected, to be valued. We can create those sensations, and then we welcome in more of those types of relationships, those types of connections. And that might seem hard when we're feeling disrespected or not loved. So we just slow down. Slow it down and breathe. And feel the love within us. Hands in towards the heart. Extend through your spine as you press your elbows into your thighs. Then from here, you're going to bring your hands down and you're going to start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Right now, your toes are a little bit wider than your heels. Let's straighten that out. So walk your heels open so that they're in line with your toes. So now we're in a wide angle, forward fold. Maybe not the widest you can be, but we're still a bit wider. Feet are about hip width apart, shoulder width apart. Maybe we can put our palms on the ground, maybe just our fingertips on the ground, maybe our fists. Wherever we are, start to straighten up the legs. You can have that micro bend in your knee. reach the backs of the thighs towards whatever's behind you. Let your head and upper body fold and hang over top of your strong legs. Let your head and neck just relax and release down to the floor. Like the crown of the head, instead of reaching up towards the sky, it's reaching down towards the floor underneath you. And we breathe. Extend through your back on that breath. Expand through your back. Down on the outside edges of your feet so we can lift through the arches. Our feet are nice and strong. We don't want to roll in on our ankles.
Tomorrow isn't promised.
Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold. We're going to walk our feet open so we can open our heels, open our toes, open our heels, open our toes, maybe one more. Now we're even in a wider angle forward fold. Spread the fingers wide, extend through your arms, extend through your spine, reach the top of the head forward. We're in a halfway lift. Look down at your feet, pressing down on the outside edges of your feet, lifting through the arches. So don't roll in on those poor ankles. And then from here, let's fold. Bending our elbows down as if we're trying to touch our forearms to the mat. Maybe our top of our head wants to touch the mat. Stay connected with your feet, pressing down, rooting down. Stay connected with your breath. Big breath. Our knees don't have to be locked out. If that creates tension or stress in the knees, you can have a micro bend. Here we're going to come up, walk towards whatever side is the top of your mat. You're going to start to pivot the top of your mat, your hands place down, your legs swing back. Now we're in our downward facing dog. Let's paddle our feet here. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and away from one another as we paddle our feet.
I'm not just anybody.
Giving our body a little bit of free movement. Free movement in our down dog. And that free movement is whatever you want. And if you're not sure what you want, just start moving a little bit in this position and maybe you might feel and tune in with what you want. I like to bend one knee and then bend the other. Sometimes when you bend, you can bring one knee across your center line, and then you can bring your other knee across the center line. What does that feel like in your side body? What does that feel like in your hip? Maybe when you sink your right heel, you can also sink your right armpit down. Maybe when you sink your left heel, then your left armpit comes down. Free movement. This is something you can incorporate into your daily practice. Roll out of bed, get on the floor, spend a few moments here just lengthening, bringing movement back into the body after being still for so many hours. Maybe you want to reach your sit bones high to the sky. Let your hands be nice and strong. And then we can pause in a static down dog. So that's where your heels are driving down to the mat. The backs of your thighs are reaching towards the wall behind you. Your sit bones are reaching high to the ceiling above you. So our body's coming into this peak where the legs are nice and long and then the arms are nice and long. Long through the armpits, strong through the hands. Feel your first finger and your thumb really pushing down, your fingertips gripping the mat. Breathe deep breath. Is your ribcage dropping to the floor? Let's pull it up towards the sky. If we shake here, let that shake happen. Just let it happen. Just let that energy be released from the body. You don't need to judge it. We don't call it weakness or anything like that. It's just not. Breathe. Works in progress, and we're building the strength to have this strong down dog. We're building, we're working towards something. So we're gentle with ourselves. We allow ourselves grace. We stay as long as we can, and if we need to take a child's pose, it's always there for you. Let's shift forward into our plank. Tailbone tucked under, backs of the knees reaching up towards the sky. Crown of the head reaching down your mat in front of you. Towards whatever's in front of you.
I hear that.
And we hold. We're shaking, that's okay. It's not the goal to not shake in this position. It's the goal to use your breath to work through the shake. It's not like we're like, okay, I'm a yogi now and I stop shaking. That's not true. Our energy changes day to day. Our bodies change day to day. Our stress changes day to day. Why would we be there? Why would we just think we'll eliminate the shake and that'll never happen? I've got shake going on. Embrace it. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. And then sink the knees down. Touch your big toes together, push your hips back, bring your forehead down. Let your body disengage. All right. Let's come down onto our backs. If you want to stay in child's pose for a few more moments, that's okay.
All of a sudden, my heart is breaking.
And then we can make our way
I feel it
down onto our backs.
I've seen this place before.
Whew. Good to put my hat
Call
on.
a blinded, senseless sight to see. When it rains, only rains on me.
Curl your knees in towards your chest. You're gonna hug them in.
I was frozen, drenched in white stone. It was cold.
Let your low back stay connected and grounded to the mat underneath you. Let's rock from side to side as if the mat is massaging our back underneath us.
So what can I say? I'm hoping the hour will still turn to golden.
And then from here, we're going to interlock the fingers, grab a hold of your left shin, extend your right leg down the mat. Let it hover at the end of the mat. Relax your shoulders down, chin tucked slightly into your chest so the back of the neck is long. And then start to pull your left knee in towards your chest as your right toes reach away from you. So we feel those legs splitting apart. We breathe. And then lay your right leg down on the ground, pulling the right knee in towards your chest. The left knee in towards your chest. As you inhale, feel your belly expand and push into the left thigh.
So tell me where you're going, you know better. I love holding you, touching you, 'cause you help me deal with
And then we'll relax our grip, take your left leg, let's bring it across your body over to the right side of your body. Left arm out to shoulder height, look towards your left hand. Let's take nice deep breaths in this twist. So the left knee is trying to round down over on the right, and then the left shoulder is rounded down on the other side. So it's like these two pieces of our body are being pinned on either side of us, creating this twisted up mid-body. Let's breathe into that twist. Breathe, creating movement in that twist. Expansion. Looking over to your left side.
Don't let it go. Something very search through the search through the valley. You hear me calling. Please don't just say. Please don't. All of a sudden, can't make it. My heart is breaking. I feel it come. I wanna bounce. Search through the valley.
And then we bring our left knee back up to center. Bring your right knee in. Make sure your low back is touching and connected to the mat. Interlock your fingers on the right and grab your right knee, your right shin. Pull it in. Extend your left leg down. Let that left leg hover. Shoulders relaxed, chin tucked slightly. And we breathe. And then we lay the left leg down. And we'll start to guide the left knee over. Sorry, that's the right knee over to the left. And your arm can come up to shoulder height and look over towards your right hand. Try to keep your mind here in your body and your breath. Take notice when you've traveled elsewhere and just gently nudge yourself back here. Those plans can wait, those ideas can wait. We made that commitment to stay here on the mat, and we're gonna finish off together. Tune into that group collective. We're all practicing together, even though we're far apart, all sharing the same position, the same objective, the same internet screen. Tune into that collective energy, the power of that connected energy. And sometimes in our training, we can search for it for accountability, motivation, inspiration. And just because the person's not beside you on the mat, we can understand we can remember what those sensations feel like. And we can create them without the condition or without that person being right there. And let's come back to center. We'll extend our legs out. Let our palms roll open. Let our feet roll open. And we'll just take a pause, to take a moment, to take a few breaths in all this energy we just worked up. And we can feel this energy in our cells. Maybe a bit of fatigue in parts of the body. You can connect with that stillness in the mind. That slow movement of the breath. And then from here, we can start to bring a bit of movement back into our bodies. Wiggling our fingers and our toes. We can slowly bring our knees in towards our chest and just rock from left to right, letting the mat massage our low back. And when we're ready, we can rock forward and back. Come up to a seated position, just where we started. Let's take one big breath here together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you for joining me, starting your Saturday morning off with me. Some of you already started it off, but anyway, I hope you had a good practice, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.